Hi guys and welcome to my channel. I am Jillian and I hope you're doing awesome. I have created Leva in order to help you structure and organize your life a lot better, to empower yourself and make the most out of this beautiful, unique life of yours. And in today's video, I would actually like to cover a very important topic, namely morning routines. And I know this topic has been covered so many times already, but the demand is also very high. So I just thought, why don't I give it a try and, give out my value, give you my input and all the information that I have on a healthy morning routine and why it is so important and how to create a healthy morning routine as well. So I hope you enjoy watching this video. I am out of breath. The word routine actually gives it away already. In order to have a routine, you must have created and designed and established a set of habits for yourself that automatize your actions and your behaviors, so you do not have to make decisions all the time about these things. You don't think about it, you just do it. Since you're here, I'm guessing you're not so very happy with the morning routine that you have right now. You should know though that it's really hard to create a new morning routine and to break down those old habits. I have a video on habits and how they come into existence, how they function, what they are good for, and how to break bad habits and replace them with new ones on my channel as well. So you might want to go and watch this video too, and then you understand a lot more what it needs in order to create a new morning routine. Nonetheless, it is really awesome that you're here and that you think it is so important to me and I need to improve, because that means you're empowering yourself, you're making good decisions for yourself and for your life. You want to change it, and you can totally change it. Having a good morning routine is actually a perfect way and an important way to reconnect with yourself, to tune into yourself and to put yourself into a high peak of positive energy from which you want to start the day, so you're highly motivated to start the day and to tackle all the tasks that you have laid out for yourself for this day. Also, during the morning you are normally super energized, your energy level is very high, so that means your mindset and your willpower can feed from that energy. So it's really easy actually to make good decisions early in the morning. So you want to make sure that your morning routine is a good one, so you start your day off on a good track and have established already something that is super healthy and empowering and good for you. So a good morning routine is crucial for quite a lot of things actually. In my opinion, a good morning starts with the night before. The few hours before you actually hit the hay are super important for your sleep quality and thus for your mood upon rising. So I want to talk about a few things that you might want to implement into your nighttime routine as well, so that you can get the most out of your morning and your morning routine. I love to live by the saying, your decisions today define your tomorrow. So I make sure that my nighttime decisions are really smart and good ones and prepare me in the best possible way for the next day. Since our bodies dehydrate during the night, it is super important that we hydrate a lot throughout the day. It is super important for our health, for our mental activities, for all our body functions actually. So try and hydrate as soon as you wake up. So you can have a little bit of like a glass of water standing on your nightstand, so when you wake up you can drink that already. And also when you feel that during the day you did not drink so much, try and drink during the evening hours when you're just sitting and resting on your couch reading a book or whatever else it is that you're doing, so that you get a lot of hydration in, a lot of water in before you actually go to bed. Just make sure you're done drinking like 45 minutes before you go to sleep, otherwise your bladder is so full and you need to go to the toilet during the night, and this is something that will just disturb your sleep. I also like to lay my clothes and our children's clothes out in the evening. It saves a lot of my time in the morning, so that I do not have to go from the wardrobe to the clothesline to the laundry room. I have checked the weather forecast in order to know which clothes would be appropriate for the next day. So this really saves a lot of time and energy. Since the kitchen is our main workstation in the morning, we like to clean it the night before. We put the dishes away, we wipe the kitchen counters clean, and we already set everything up for the next day. Avoid screen time 1 hour before you go to bed. At least 1 hour before you go to bed. We are getting there. We're trying to get there. It's really hard with the lockdown and all that when we work till late at night, and you know, we have to set our alarm clock to remind us that now it's time to stop and finish and unwind and go away from the screen. But the blue light is actually not good for your sleep quality, so try and avoid that. Air your apartment out before you go to bed. The fresh air, the fresh oxygen is so important for your sleep quality, because when you have a high oxygen level throughout the night, that is when you can sleep the best. Otherwise, when the oxygen level sinks, your body gets restless and eventually you will wake up. So you might just want to air the apartment before you go to bed, and again when you wake up in the morning or when you get up in the morning, to get the old air out and let new air in, and allow your body to feel the fresh morning breeze even in winter, just to get the metabolism and the blood flow going and to help you wake up. I can also recommend meditating before you go to bed. Like 10 to 15 minutes is already enough to calm yourself down, calm your mind down, still your mind, your busy thoughts, and just help you fall asleep a lot easier. You can just go online, and on YouTube you'll find a lot of meditation videos for good sleep and deep sleep and relaxation. Knitting also is something very meditative because it is a repetitive, simple action and you have to focus on knitting and nothing else. So it's kind of like your mind is still as well. So if you want to do that because you're not really the kind of person that likes to meditate, then try out something else. When you are the kind of person that starts to make lists upon lists upon lists in their head as soon as they lie in a horizontal position, then here come a few tips for you to help you getting rid of that list making habit of yours. Try and make room for those lists throughout the day. You have to schedule in when you will take care of this and of that, so that your brain knows, okay, this has already been taken care of. I have already made room and time for that in the schedule. So for example, if you lie in bed and you're like, oh, I have to write a grocery list because we need to go grocery shopping soon, then maybe you should try and make it your habit to write the grocery list like Sunday evenings when you go grocery shopping on Mondays, or as we do it, I like to do it on Saturday mornings, and then on Saturday that's also when we go grocery shopping. So that way I have a fixed day and a fixed time for within a day when I am writing this list. Another thing that helps you is to write down the 3 major tasks for the next day, either the night before or right after you are done with your work. So when you're actually supposed to close your books and be done studying, be done working, then that's when you write down 3 important tasks that you're going to focus on for the next day. This is another way to signal to your mind, hey, you do not need to remind me when I'm starting to fall asleep because I have already taken care of that. Now here come a few wonderful tips and ideas that you might want to consider implementing into your everyday morning in order to start your day off in the best possible and most successful way. There is something very important that you need to understand about a morning routine, however. You can watch as many videos as you want on the perfect morning routines, and most of them actually cover really important steps and aspects that you should implement. However, not necessarily in the same order, because your morning routine is your personal, individual morning routine. You are unique, you're an individual, and you have your very own preferences. So be aware that my morning routine or that of another person is not necessarily the same as yours. There might be some things that you want to implement because you're like, oh, I could try that out and see how it works. And if it works out for you, perfect. Make it a habit. Put it into your routine as a fixed part of that routine. If it's something where you're like, no, I like to do that in the evening, but not in the mornings, fine, perfectly fine. Just make sure that you implement all the things that you think are important and healthy for you and that put you into that peak state of positive energy and motivation from which you want to start your morning, and that helps you to reconnect with yourself and to feel confident and good about yourself. When the alarm clock is ringing, try not to hit the snooze button. Just avoid the snooze button as much as possible because it's just not helping at all. When the alarm clock rings, it rings to wake you up and it rings to get you out of bed. That means you do not have to jump up to your feet like the next second, but just open your eyes, stretch a little. Maybe you even want to have some thoughts of gratitude, like what are you grateful for? What are you looking forward to this day? Or you just want to sit down and journal a little bit or read some scriptures or whatever else it is that makes you start your day and feel good about yourself and feel good about getting up. As soon as you got up, please make your bed so you do not go back into bed. Making the bed will actually signal it to your brain, to your mind, to your body that, all right, nighttime is over now. Here we go. What you should definitely not be doing early in the morning, either while you're in bed or even when you're up and awake already, is to check your social media. It is something that you really should not implement into your morning routine because that morning routine is there to reconnect with yourself and to keep your mind and body connected so that they are clear and energized and ready to tackle the tasks that you have laid out for your day. However, social media and being on social media disconnects your mind from your body. It disconnects your mind from your present moment and from the place that you are in, actually, because you're going into that little social media bubble and spend and also even waste so much time there. You want to make good decisions early in the morning when your energy level is high, when your motivation and your willpower can feed from that high level of energy. So this should definitely be something that you should cross off your list of things that you are doing during the morning. When you have water standing on your nightstand, try and drink that. Otherwise, try and hydrate as much as possible during the morning and during your morning routine, because sometimes the day can get so hectic and stressful that we tend to forget to drink, and then we are left off with a headache and just not feeling so very well. Of course, we need water in order to have our brain working, to have our whole body functioning. We need water for that. Water is life, water is energy. So we need to make sure we drink. And if we have trouble doing that during the day, then try to do it early in the morning and in the evenings when things kind of slow down, so you have time to do that. Of course, the next one actually goes without saying too, because it has been covered so many times. However, I am just saying it to, have the list of things complete that you should implement into your morning routine or might want to implement into your morning routine, and that is a healthy, energizing breakfast. You do not want to have it oily or fatty so that your liver is already sluggish in the morning and super busy in the morning and needs a lot of your energy. You want that energy for your brain and for your body to be working. I am not a nutrition specialist, so you pick whatever diet you think is best for you and whatever diet your doctor thinks is best for you. So consult a physician if you're not sure, but either way, have a healthy breakfast. Our bodies tend to be super stiff after the night, so it might be a good idea to do some light exercise in the morning and some light morning yoga. So the morning yoga is very gentle to the muscles because they are so stiff, but they also stretch and elongate them already. And I always have the feeling that when I do yoga in the morning and stretches in the morning, that somehow my energy flows a lot better, my blood flows a lot better, and I feel so much more energized. So this is why I like to do that in the morning. Something that I have made a habit of mine in the mornings is to journal right before I start working. That way I declutter my brain, and I also make room for the important and necessary things like being focused and concentrated and letting creativity flow, because I was able to declutter my mind beforehand. Some people like to do it during the evening, so you might want to implement it into your nighttime routine, or you do it twice a day. Just try and do it, like try it out and see what it feels like, whether it is something that you want to keep up and turn into a habit of yours. It is just something that I would suggest you do because it really does help with your mind being clear and being able to focus a lot better. Meditation is a huge part of my life. I like to meditate 3 times during the day. First time 10 minutes in the morning, like before I go journaling. So I do some light exercises and some morning yoga, and then I sit down and meditate for 10 minutes. Then I sit down and journal for 5 to 10 minutes before I actually start working. And meditation is a really amazing exercise to learn again how to focus and concentrate on things, and to be able to focus on one thing for a longer amount of time and not let your mind wander off all the time. So this is something that really has helped me, and it really helps to work and start my work with a lot more focus and concentration. Most importantly, all these things sound super great and you just want to implement them all into your everyday morning, but they are not working if your time window is not a reasonable one. If you're just hustling and rushing from this to that to this, and then, because this is kind of disconnecting you from yourself again, you do not feel that high peak of motivation, of positive energy, and you just kind of feel like a failure and just super rushed and disconnect from yourself again, as I said. So try and find a reasonable morning routine that fits your window, your time window, your time frame that you have in the morning, in order to be executed in a healthy way and with enough time, and just it mustn't feel stressed at all. No matter whether you think, wow, my morning routine is already pretty good, or you think, oh, I should actually really change a lot of things because my mornings suck and they don't really energize me and don't really help me to have a successful day. I have 1 or 2 tips that you can actually try out to get to your personal perfect morning routine a lot easier. First of all, you should try and write down what your current morning routine looks like, the morning routine that you have right now, and see how much time you need for that. Then you should also the nighttime routine, of course, because you remember a good morning starts with the night before, and you write down how much time you need for that and which things are actually important to you and good for you. And then you write down the morning routine that you actually want to have, like your goal. Try and figure out the estimated amount of time that you might need for each of these habits, parts of your routine, so that you know when to wake up, have a reasonable time when to wake up, in order to be able to do that morning routine and have that morning routine and not feel rushed and stressed. This is just something that you want to pin to your mirror or wherever else it is that you can see it, and then you can try and live by it and see whether you need more time for this or whether that actually doesn't need as much time, and then maybe you can shift a few things around. So you can actually write it down on paper and later analyze it, and by writing it down on paper and reading it and seeing it, you know, okay, those are the things that I want to do and have to do, and it already puts you into a high state of motivation because you're doing something nice for you, and that is always something that is rewarding, that gives us dopamine, but a good dopamine boost, you know. It is rewarding. It says, hey, we are valuable, we are able to do this, and we want to do this for ourselves, and it feels good. So this actually helps a lot to break down an old bad habit and replace it with a good new habit. That is the reward system. Now, before you go and write down your perfect morning routine and how you can accomplish that and achieve that, please leave a comment down below and tell me about your current routine, whether you're happy with it or not, and what it is that you want to change. Also, like this video and share it with someone who needs to see it. Thank you so much. Oh, and also follow me on Instagram for more advice and information. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful start into your morning, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!